Hello everyone, my name is Louise Akezwa, or you can call me Dr. Akezwa now because your girl has officially graduated from her doctorate program. So I've had some people reach out to me on how I was able to pay off all of my student loans in under 4 years. Actually paid a total of $87,000. Since I graduated from nursing school in 2015. So if we had to look at the whole amount, I paid off $87,000 in 4 years. And I have proof of that too. So I wanted to show you guys, I didn't really start being financially free and being debt free seriously until about 2017 when I wanted to buy a house. And my student loans was kind of getting in the way of that. So I wanted to get rid of it as soon as possible. So I am going to show you guys how I was able to achieve this goal of mine, and maybe you can apply it to your own student loans or any other debt that you have. So this is exactly what I did. It may not work for you because your income might be different than mine. You may be getting paid more or paid less. To be honest, I don't think the amount that you get paid matters. It's more so budgeting and living within your means that's gonna either make you successful or slow you down. So anybody can do this. I'm not saying you're going to be able to pay $87,000 in 4 years, but you can definitely put a dent in your debt if you're committed and you budget properly and you live within your means and don't try to keep up with the Joneses. So let's get started. So the first step is budget. Budgeting was very important. All my friends and family know I am the budget person. I wouldn't consider myself a cheapskate or whatever, but I budget everything. If anything's about to happen in my life, I want to make sure I am covered. I always have my emergency backup plan. I'm a planner. So you have to budget. So what you need to do, you want to create a budget for your expenses and your income. So literally all you're doing is writing down all your expenses and on the other side, you want to write down how much you're making every month. So this is not including overtime. This is just your basic 40 hours a week, or if you're a nurse and you work 12 hours, 36 hours a week. And you can just use one of your paychecks that you received in the past, like the lowest amount you've ever received. Use that as your guide to finish your budget. Step 2 is to determine your payoff date. So this is when you would like to pay off all your debt, or when you would like to pay off your student loans. For me, my debt payoff date, I wanted to be done in 3 years once I started. Once I really got that mentality going, I'm like, I need to do this. I determined this is 3 years. I want to pay all of this stuff within 3 years. So that was my time, only because this 2017 is when I started nurse practitioner school, and I wanted to be debt-free when I graduated from nurse practitioner school. I didn't want to have to worry about anything, just wanted to enjoy myself and just be debt-free and be able to invest in myself and also with my family. So that's why I chose 3 years, because that's how long my program was. Step 3, you want to calculate how much you're going to need a month in order to achieve step 2, which is how much money you need to pay every month in order for you to pay off this debt in whatever years that you chose. So what I did for that is I used an online calculator, debt payoff or loan payoff calculator, put in the amount that I had, the interest rate that went with it, and how many years, and it calculates and tell you how many years you're going to be able to pay it off. Or you can put in extra amounts, whatever you can afford to pay extra every month. You put that in the calculator and it will calculate for you everything. So you don't even have to do, I'm not a mathematician. I am not good at math at all. So it was just all calculating and just knowing what you have and what you need to pay off. So that's step 3. And obviously step 4 is implementation. It's very important that if you want to, you have to do something. Your debt's not gonna automatically just disappear unless you like one of those loan forgiveness things where after like 10 years of paying, it goes off or something. But I didn't have that option. I don't have no rich family. My mom is works minimum wage. She didn't, she actually, like, I took a Parent Plus loan under her name, so it was very important that I paid it off in 3 years so my brothers and sisters could use it too if they needed it by the time they went to college. I didn't have no fancy real estate investment. I didn't inherit any money from some rich uncle in Nigeria or in Ghana or anything like that. This is all just me working extra hard, sacrificing my time just to achieve this. It's not going to be easy. It was not easy at all. So just don't expect it. I don't have some magic formula to make all your problems go away, but this is what I did and you can follow it. So this is really so I'm just going to give you an example of what my expenses. Obviously the stuff up top right here is what my goal was in the last 3 years. So for me, I had a Parent Plus loan. It was $60,000. I took out actually $63,000, I believe, for nursing school and for living expenses, tuition, all of that stuff. And my interest rate was 6.4%. Originally, my interest rate was 7.47 or something. It was like 7 point something, but my loan was with Nelnet, and if you set up automatic payments, you get a discount. So my interest rate went down to 6.4 just by setting my payments on automatic. My next loan I had was Perkins, which was $2,000 and it was 5%. And that one, you really, if you pay it within a certain amount of years, you don't have to pay the 5%. And then my next was my federal, I can't remember the name, but the federal subsidized and unsubsidized loan, I got $6,000 and another $4K. The $4K was 0%, so the government was paying the interest while I was in school. And then the $6,000 was 4.5 interest. That's the one I had to pay on my own once school was done. And then these are just my regular. Down here is my regular monthly living expenses. So I had a credit card. My goal, I try not to spend more than $1,600 a month on my credit card. My interest rate is 12.5, and every single month I paid it all off. So I would not use my credit card unless I had the money waiting in my checkings account. Also, I had a 3% cash back, so that's why I used my credit card for a lot of things, just so I could get that money back. And then this is my mortgage split between me and Mikey. That's $900 a month. Utilities, my car insurance, and then the savings account. I counted, yes, savings is an expense. You have to pay yourself. What's the point of doing all of this hard work if you can't pay yourself? So obviously I paid myself every month $300. So I was still saving money while I was still trying to pay off my debt. That was very important. I counted that as an expense because I have to pay myself every month. If I have to pay all these people, why can't I pay myself? So I included that in my budget. So this is pretty much what I did. I put this in a Word document. My Word document, my table is a lot more extensive than this. With all my loans, I had the interest rate, the total amount, the minimum payment, which I actually have written here. And I also had when they were due, because that was important to me, because I matched up the due dates of all my bills with when I was getting paid. So what I would do is, so let's say I was getting paid, I get paid every 2 weeks. So whenever I was getting paid May 15th or whatever. So for the May 15th paycheck, my May 15th paycheck, I would go to my expense list, and see which bill was due closer, either before or on May 15th. And those were the bills I would focus on with that paycheck. So literally all my money was being accounted for way before I even got my paycheck. So I know exactly where every single cent was going. So I had the due dates, and every month I matched each due date with the corresponding paycheck. And whatever was left over, I will keep it to cover the next month if it was less than what I had planned. So that's really it. It's just it's a simple There's so many apps and Excel worksheets for creating budgets. Really, you don't need anything fancy. You really just need a pen and paper. Write down your expenses, your monthly expenses, write down how much you're making and subtract it. Whatever's left over is your cash flow. That's the extra money you can do whatever you want with. And for me, what that cash flow was going towards my student loans. For some people, you actually might be in a negative. If you're in a negative, then you might need to find another job, sell something, pick up some overtime to bring you back into positive and try to create a positive cash flow so you can pay off whatever else you need to pay off. So that's it right here. Now I am going to show you the website that I used to determine my payoff date. Let me get it real quick.